Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Here and Now. Welcome to 10 at 10. My name is Brian Piergrossi. I'm so grateful, so appreciative, delighted to be with you. Tuesday, just after 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm in Pennsylvania today. And come here most every day around 10 a.m. Eastern for approximately 10 minutes. Usually a little bit longer. We may go a little bit longer today. Kind of have a relaxed pace, space to connect. When you're entering, you can share where you're from. You can hit some heart buttons or some wow buttons, or there's all kinds of buttons to hit. So hit your buttons, get your buttons hit, and you can ask questions, comments. It's an interactive space. It's a family affair. It's a community vibe. So feel free to interact and share and engage. As I like to say, you're the producer of these episodes, right? Your questions, your comments, your inquiries, your explorations are what make this what it is and how it is and where it is and why it is and who it is. So a couple of things to dive into. We're going to talk about creativity. Where does creativity come from? We're going to talk about where does creativity come from. I may give you a double dose today. I may give you a 2-for-1 here. If we have some space, hi Mark. If we have some space, I'll delve into some thoughts on body image as well. I had an interesting conversation with someone a few days ago that some reflections to share about that, and then some ways to dive in deeper. So, where does creativity come from? Creativity to me is the essence of where it's at. It's what it's all about. To live a life that's vibrant, to live a life that's alive, to live a life that's vital, to live a life that is inspired, to live a life that's exciting, to live a life that's interesting, to live a life that's passionate. You must be fueled creatively. You must be fueled by a creative fire, as I call it. You must be in a creative energy that expresses itself through you throughout the day. So we don't even have to use spiritual terms. We don't have to talk about God. We don't have to talk about, certainly not talk about religion. We don't have to talk about anything of the otherworldly realm. We certainly could, and perhaps we will. But really, what it comes down to is creativity. When you talk about God, what is God? God is the creative impulse that moves all things. Is that creative impulse that moves all things moving through you? Mark says, my body image is round. Excellent. That's someone that's dealing with reality. I like that. So is there a creative energy that's moving through you? Or is there no creative energy that's moving through you? Holy all the time. What a great name. It says creativity is imagination, I think. Sort of imagined. Yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit. Where does imagination tie to this? Imagination is a secondary step, but it's not the primary step. So you could remove all the spiritual language. You could remove all the religious language. You could remove all the New Age language. Please remove the New Age language if you would. And you could replace it with creativity. Creativity. Are you one with the creative impulse of the universe? Are you one with the creative fire of the universe? And how do you become one with the creative fire of the universe? There's actually only one way to become one with the creative fire of the universe. And because you're so special, and I just love and adore you so much, I'm going to share with you that way right now. You must become quiet. You must become quiet. In order to access this creative intelligence, this creative fire, you must become quiet. When I say quiet, I mean your mind must become quiet. Having the external surroundings become quiet certainly has value as well, and can be an added support in that. But there's people who are in places that there's not much sound, and their minds are as loud or louder than anyone else, right? So having a space where the external environment is quiet is valuable, but the essential element is to have the mind become quiet. And when the mind becomes quiet, when the mind becomes silent, there's the space for something new to enter. When the mind becomes quiet, when the mind becomes silent, there's the space for something new to enter. So the most essential real estate, the most essential place, the greatest wealth, the greatest abundance, the most valuable, important, inspiring, essential place to be is the place of silence. Now, it may seem like silence is a place that's dull or boring or nothing's happening. But I assure you, if you enter this space of silence, you'll find it's the space where everything happens. It's a space that's vibrant, that's alive. It's the seat of the power of the universe. It's the seat of the power of you, right? It's where you arise. It's where your fire comes from. It's where your passion, your inspiration, also your inner peace, your serenity, your love, your unconditional love, your boundless freedom, your empowerment comes from this space of silence. Then, when you're in this space of silence, then there's the space for something new to enter. What is that? New visions, new dreams, new ways of seeing things, new ways of imagining things, new ways of looking at things. The new, that which is new, can enter when the mind is silent. When the mind is not silent, that which is new can never enter. It's the regurgitation of the old thoughts, regurgitation of the old beliefs, regurgitation of the old ideas. So you want to become one with the creative fire, you become quiet. Allow the mind to become quiet, the mind to become silent. This is why I am inspired and excited about the silent retreat and the silent retreats that we do. And we just announced new dates for the silent retreat, October 4th to the 6th. So it's a 3-day silent retreat in Gainesville, Florida. It's the only one that we have scheduled. There's no other one scheduled, and there may never be another one scheduled. But there is one scheduled, October 4th to the 6th, Gainesville, Florida, the Big Low Silent Retreat. So if you want support to become silent, if you want a community of people an energy, a frequency, if it feels difficult for you by yourself, to set the intention to get into a silent space for 3 days, this is the space to do it. And I'll be there, and Annie will be there, and some other amazing people will be there. And what happens out of the space is life-changing, is transformational. And that's why I do it. That's why we do it. That's why I'm inviting you. And that's why I think it's why you exist. It's why we exist. We exist to access the space of infinite silence, of infinite freedom, and then express that in the world of form. So we access the formless, and then we express it in the world of form. And if these words that I'm sharing don't make sense to you, the words are not important. What's important is the frequency, the vibration that's here, and resonating with that frequency, like moving towards the frequency, moving towards the vibration that you align with, that you connect with, right? Moving in the direction frequency where you want to go, that you want to move towards, that feels true for you, that feels like it's genuine, authentic, aligned for who you are. Whatever we give our attention to, we get more of. A mentor of mine says, whatever you appreciate appreciates, right? It appreciates in value. So when you make space to invest towards something like a silent retreat, and you make that space, then that silence appreciates in value for you. Pretty basic, common, logical sense, right? We also have a retreat coming up in Mallorca, Spain, on the island of Mallorca in Spain, which I have never been to, and I'm super excited to be there. We have the retreat in Italy, June 22nd to the 28th. So that's a 1-week retreat in the amazing Lake Maggiore, which is the 2nd annual. John Stringer, Kathy Stringer will be there. Annie will be there. I'll be there. Lots of amazing people will be there. That retreat is sold out, so you can't get into that one. However, Mallorca, Spain, lots of space available. And that's going to focus in the same, everything is focusing on the same thing, which is presence, which is accessing this silent present moment, which is accessing the infinite intelligence, the creative energy of this moment. In this case, through authentic movement, through dance, and through an incredible place of natural beauty. So that's super exciting. That's in Europe. A lot of you are in Europe, and you say, when are you going to come to Europe? Well, I'm coming to Europe. We'll be in Europe at the end of June and the beginning of July. So that is that's happening the last weekend of June that goes into July. So it's June 29th to July 1st. Mallorca, Spain. Also, people say, gosh, I wish I could just talk to you one-on-one, you know, just personally about, you know, an extended level about some of these things that you talk about in 10 and 10. Well, you can, because I do personal sessions. So if any of this interests you, just the best, easiest way is just a direct message, personal message. Just send me a personal message, whether you're on Instagram Live or you're on Facebook Live right now. Just send me a message and tell me what you're interested in. I'll get back. We'll communicate. We'll talk. We'll see if it's the right fit for you. And we'll make it happen. But yeah, personal sessions are available for you. And just send me a message, and I'll let you know how that works. And we'll make arrangements for that. Let me check out the comments, the questions. Hello to Elena. Hello to Martin. Hello to Jennifer. Hello to Annie. Thanks for sharing the link, Annie. Hello to Maria Christina. I'm so happy I caught you too. Hello on Instagram to lots of V names. Varuska, Visual, man. Hey, everybody. Questions or comments? Stories, jokes, riddles, fantasies, imaginings, visionings, horror stories, anime, Game of Thrones, NBA Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Western Conference Finals, baseball scores, sexual fantasies. What else can I ask? National Geographic specials, comedy specials. Cool photography. Favorite movie. And you gotta have fun. That's the thing, is like when you open up to this consciousness, why these religious people make it seem like it's so serious? There's nothing serious about it. Like it's the sense of play, the sense of fun. It's all play, it's all fun. It's all like the play of images, the play of form, the play of lila, they call it in India, right? So you don't, it's not so heavy. Like you don't take it so seriously. You don't get all, you don't get all like uptight, you know? I heard a guy talking the other day, and he said, keep your sphincter loose. You know, your sphincter doesn't get all tight. You keep your sphincter loose. Is that how you say it? Sphincter? Your ass. You keep your ass loose, relaxed. Don't be a tight ass, you know? So you just relaxed. Your sense of movement and play, and there's a creative energy that is engaged in this moment. But it's only when you connect to the silence, when you connect to the quietude of your mind, when you connect to the quiet within, right? And I see the word identified, somebody posted. So you're attached and identified to the quiet. You're attached and identified to the silence within. And when you're attached and identified to the silence within, then you see, you feel, you connect to silence reflected back to you. And remember, silence, when I say silence, it's not boring, it's not dull, it's the most vibrant, alive, vital, potent, powerful essence that there is. And it's all around us, and it is what we are. So Silent Retreat, Gainesville, Florida. I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you. I want to invite you to go further, right? I want to invite you to go deeper. I want to invite you to make this part of your life, to not just like hear a couple words and let me get a little kind of like a what would you call it, like a shot of whiskey or something. Let me get a little shot of whiskey to avoid the pain. No, there's no reason. Address the pain head on, you know, to really make an integration, to make a transformational shift in your life, that the pattern that you're in, that pattern never arises again. That's what I'm inviting you to. So instead of trying to avoid the pattern, transcend the pattern by going deep, by making an investment in yourself, by exploring yourself, by caring about yourself, by loving the people around you, and make a commitment that that pattern, that unconscious pattern, doesn't exist anymore for you, right? That's the invitation. Not let me get a couple of minutes to kind of like pretend it doesn't exist or avoid it. I'm in a whole different frequency now, right? I'm in a frequency where that doesn't even exist for me anymore. Yeah, I remember those days. I remember how that was. I remember when I was in that kind of pattern, that energy, I was stuck in it. And I'm grateful for that because I learned the lessons that got me to where I am now. Right. So there's an invitation for those of you that want to delve in deeper to do it. Those are the people that I want to give my energy to and my attention to. Those are the people that I'm excited about. Those are the people that I'm inspired about making space for. Right. So silent retreat, October 4th, 6th in America, Mallorca retreat, last weekend in June in Europe, personal sessions with me wherever you are. And there is the opportunity for something else that I'm going to unveil. I'm excited to unveil in next couple of days. So I'm excited about that and look forward to that. You'll see it in a post, in a Facebook post or an Instagram post coming up. Linda says, thank you for sharing. You are great. And I will always focus and always be positive. Thank you very much, Linda, who I believe is in Indonesia. Hello to Carrie Highland. Hello to Mark. Hello to Robert. Thank you, Linda. How's everybody's sphincters? How's everybody's sphincters doing right now? Are your sphincters loose? Are they relaxed? All right, so tomorrow we'll get into body image. Some interesting thoughts on that I want to share. I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day. I see some of you coming in on the tail end. You can catch it on the replay. We're always archived. It doesn't always get up immediately, but it comes up on YouTube. It comes up as a podcast. It's a podcast. So wherever you get your podcasts, you can get this. Wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Remember to private message me about anything I mentioned you want to delve more deeply into. And I will see you in the next very soon